Welcome to Apo Island. This is where we're doing our third dive challenge. Well, I'm doing my third dive challenge. Liz wasn't with me at Malapascua, but she's rejoined me for Apo Island, which is just off the island of Negros in the Philippines. It's pretty deserted and pretty basic here. We don't have running water or a shower. We've got kind of like a vat of water to wash with, and there's only electricity for maybe a couple of hours a day. So like there's no fans or air conditioning or anything in the room. We just kind of keep all the doors and windows open, and there's no internet at all on the island, which is a bit of a shame. But yeah, it's quite cool being like on such a remote little island, and the diving is brilliant. We've just done 2 dives. We did one this morning, which is a drift dive on the other side of the island, and that was pretty cool because I use a lot of air when I dive. I breathe far too quickly, so the drift dive was quite good because you don't have to expend much energy because you just kind of go with the current. So we stayed down a lot longer than I normally do, which is cool. And then this afternoon, and we saw another turtle, which is cute. And then this afternoon we've just been at Chapel, which is literally the water just in front of our balcony, which is normally famous for turtles. We didn't actually see any this afternoon, but it's quite nice. We sort of swam around the coral wall and everything. And again, the thing I like about Apo Island is we really seem to sort of go some distance when we're doing our dives, which is nice. You really feel like you get quite far. We're doing another drift dive tomorrow morning before we go back to Dumaguete, which is on Negros, which is literally just across the way over there. But hopefully I should be able to get some more footage when we're on the boat. As you can see, the boat we're on at the moment to dive off is a lot smaller than the one I was using at Malapascua. It's kind of got that similar style. I'm not sure what the boats are called. They're kind of got these big like spider legs that sort of keep out and keep the boat steady on the water. I'll have to find out the proper name for them. But yeah, we're on this little tiny one, which is the one we actually came across the island in. So it's again, like all 3 of our dive sites have been really, really different. We had big motorized boats that we were kind of spending the whole day on in Sipadan, and then I was on Malapascua. I was obviously on these kind of Filipino style ones, but bigger versions, and so you still got changed on the deck and stuff before you went in. Whereas here we have to get changed at the dive school and literally just go onto the boat. You're sitting with your legs off the boat and you just kind of fall into the water rather than stepping off, like doing the sort of I think it's called a giant step entry, the way you step into the water, which is what we did at Malapascua, or doing the backwards entry off the boat like we did at Sipadan. So it's quite cool. So we've done a real sort of variety of different diving techniques and stuff, and it's just nice to sort of be able to go to the depth that we can at Apo, which is the good thing about having done our advanced open water a couple of weeks ago, obviously at Sipadan, because it does mean that we can then go down to depths of 22-25 metres, which seem to be where all the good dives are at. It was the same thing at Malapascua. That thresher shark dive that I did, we had to get down to 23 metres. So if you had just your open water, you wouldn't be able to do that. You wouldn't be able to see the sharks if you stayed at 18 metres. So yeah, I think I would definitely recommend doing the advanced open water, which we did a couple of challenges ago. If you are going to get into scuba diving, it is worth going from the open water to the advanced open water before you want to go and do any of the really cool dive sites, because a lot of the best dives will be at those deeper depths. I know that at Malapascua I didn't get a chance to get on any of the wreck dives, but if I had done, again, they were at sort of 20 to 30 metres depth. So definitely something I'd recommend doing. If you've already got your advanced open water, then I definitely recommend diving at Apo Island. It's remote and yet pretty easy to get to from both Cebu and Dumaguete. The coral wall is really well preserved, and the island has heaps of different dive sites to offer, and the diving school was professional and really reasonably priced. There's some absolutely stunning scenery and some gorgeous sunsets, and we almost felt like we were on a honeymoon because the accommodation was absolutely adorable, even though it was basic. Now I'll just leave you with a classic diving comment from my challenger Liz. You went into a dive sign, you got to an okay.
What could be a dive sign?
What is that?
I don't know, I've just seen fish that only has fingers as fins.
I'm so putting that on YouTube.